Hey, John Nesbitt here, and I have a new video for you on the 3 different types of new patients and how to attract the attention of each one and how to reel them in. It's something that most guys don't realize when they do their marketing. If you're just sending out one type of advertisement or you're just using one particular channel to market with, it can be very spotty because if you hit the right person the wrong way, they won't respond. And if you understand there's these 3 different patient types, 3 different situations, as it were, for a new patient prospect to be in, it really quickly becomes obvious then how you treat them separately and differently within your market. And this is something that larger advertisers understand almost instinctively. They build up a lot of experience with this and they realize they have these different aspects and they tune their market to match this. And this is one of those little keys that takes you from being a very simple marketer where you're just putting stuff out there hoping for the best to getting a little more sophistication. This would probably be the first major piece of sophistication that you'll go through as you improve and increase the marketing in your practice. You want to take it from simple to a little more sophisticated. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. This is the first step I would say you would do, is identifying these 3 different types and then knowing they're out there and knowing how to reach and attract each one. The first new type of patient prospect is, I call it the today patient. Okay, this is the guy he's perfect. He's perfect. He knows he's got a problem. He wants it handled, and he's looking for someone like you to handle it, right? This is the guy who you reach with search. You get in front of the guy who's looking for it right now. He woke up this morning and says, I got to get help with this. And he goes and he gets a referral. And you know who he gets his referral from? He gets his referral from Google, or maybe Bing, but most likely Google. And you want to be there with your ad in Google. These guys, they come in half closed already. They've already had that moment in their life where they said, that's it, I'm getting some done with it. And now they're just looking for someone who looks trustworthy, who's close by, whatever their criteria are, to take care of the problem for them. So I call that today's patient. And here's the thing, everybody knows about that guy. Everybody in the world wants that guy. So the problem with that one is there's only a limited number of them. There's only a few of those guys every given week, maybe, who wake up and have that, and now they're searching actively. And Google has worked it out into an auction where everybody else wants that easy guy too. That click, it gets expensive after a while, right? Okay, the second kind of new patient is what I call tomorrow's new patient. Okay, now this is a guy, he's not quite all the way there yet. He's not really looking for a solution yet, but he knows he has a problem. Right? He knows he's something wrong, he's got a symptom, he's got a pain, he's got a disability of some sort he's noticing creeping up on him, right? Maybe his knee hurts a little bit when he goes upstairs occasionally. This is where Facebook is perfect. You have to engage them a little bit for them to actually go, oh yeah. For example, when someone's going through Facebook feed and they're scrolling through there and they're looking at all the cat pictures or whatever they're walking at, and then this thing says, does your knee hurt when you go upstairs? Hey, that's me, the guy thinks, right? So now you've prompted him, and now he'll read and come through. That's the day he's going to get some help, right? And you want to be there. Since you've already identified him and you're staying in front of him, you're working on tomorrow's new patient, right? These are the guys who are going to come to you next month, right? They're not coming to you today. Now, the third type is what I call your next 1,000 patients, okay? You're like not quite next year's patient, maybe the patients for the rest of the year, right? These are, when you think, okay, your practice over the next 5, 6, 10, 20 years, whatever, you're going to need thousands of patients, thousands of new patients to come walk in your door, right? Okay, those guys are out there, but they don't even need you yet. They don't need you yet. Guy doesn't have a problem. He's 35 and he's going to live forever, right? He's that guy, right? Okay, in 5 years, he'll be 40. Somewhere in there, especially in the American lifestyle, the American diet and all that stuff, and our awesome way of not taking care of ourselves, or the opposite way, say the guys who are overactive and break things, right? He's going to need you. So how do you approach them? Very simple, and it's actually free to do. Here's how you capture those guys. You do the first 2 continuously. You continuously show up in search. So when the guy does enter that funnel, he's ready, and you continuously show up in regular advertising with a little bit of help and information and education on those kind of ads that you run on Facebook, right? They're a little bit different type. He's putting them out there, putting them out there, putting them out there, putting them out there. So he's seen you. He can't avoid you. Over time, he can't avoid you. Especially if you do multiple different channels of marketing, you're doing Facebook and you're doing billboards or you're doing radio or something like that.